Hey guys, Vaping Gala Philly here. Happy Sunday Fun Day, everybody. Hope you guys had a good one. We had some great weather today here in Philadelphia. Ate dinner out on the porch, had a vape, had a great night. Today I am going to be reviewing the Patriot clone. I'm going to rebuild it for you and show you what I do, and hopefully it'll help. So here we go, guys. We're going down. Okay, so as you can see, we have everything we need to rebuild the Patriot. Just wanted to give you a close-up, if it'll close up here. This is the Patriot clone, of course. I have it drilled at. I'm not sure what it was drilled at because AJ from Venerable Vaping did it for me before he sent it, and he kind of knows around what I like. It's a little tight, but I have a solution for that I'll show you guys in a little bit. Then there is 3 posts, 1 positive, and the 2 outers are negative. I have my ohms checker, which is a little broken but still works. My 2mm screwdriver, which is what I'm going to wrap my wire around. Wire snippers. And the tweezers to pull my cotton wick through. And of course cotton. And then I have some 30 gauge wire, and I'm going to do a dual coil on this. So I'm going to set this into here, and I apologize if there's some dead time, but there's not really too much you can say about wrapping coils. So yeah, this is 30 gauge A1 Canthal that I'm using, and like I said, we're going to be doing 2 of these. I'm going to do 8 wraps. It should mark out about 0.75-ish. So we'll check that out. So what I do is I take the screwdriver and I place my wire underneath there, and I wrap one around, make sure it's pretty secure, and then I put it up against the little side of the screwdriver to kind of hold it in place. And then I wrap it around, if I can get a hold of it, 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you look at it, I don't know how well you can see that. It's really spaced out, but all you gotta do is I grab a hold of both wires together. I don't know if you can really see how I'm holding it. And I just take my fingernail and whoop, push a little closer. And then I snip it off. And then I keep it on here. And if I can get it to feed through correctly. A little bit of difficulties here. Okay, I gotta take it off. Sometimes I can get it to work on there, but not always. I just straighten them out a little bit. And when you're putting your coils into, oh, I bet you I know why. Might help if I unscrew it. There it is. Hey, that works much better. See, I'm human. Okay. Now it's going to look a little crooked, and that's fine. You can straighten it out afterwards. But what I do is I screw down the negative post in there, because when you're going to go around the other side and put your other coil in, it tends to, whoops, I need to make that a little looser. You have to adjust a little bit. That's why I don't suggest snipping down so close on the wire, so that you have a little bit of room to adjust it out if you need to. The center post one, the positive post, you don't have to worry too much about. Dang, I really messed that one, didn't I? Let's push that out a little bit. because when you go to put in the other coil, it will push it out a little bit, so I don't worry about that too much. Okay. And then I just kind of straighten it out. Looks a little sloppy right now, but we will fix it up in a second. And then snip a little bit more wire. Hopefully I didn't cut that too short, but knowing my luck. And then you just do the same thing on the other side. Once round, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you pinch it down. And then on here where the on the positive post, I push it aside, the wiring aside, and sometimes you need to grab the tweezers to do that with, because you're going to be pushing another wire through there and you don't want that in your way. Whoops. And you feed them through. Well, you feed them through after you open them up a little bit. I guess I should put the longer one through first. A little difficult to do this from this direction. That's alright though. And then the center one goes through and comes out on the side. And then I take that middle wire and I push it over to the side again so it's out of the way. It's easier to snip that way when you're done. And I always do the outer post first. The negative post will pull a little bit on the inner post and make it to where you have a little bit of a gap in there. And then you screw down the middle one. And like I said, see, they look kind of hairy-carry there because they're kind of crooked. So you just take your screwdriver and kind of push them down and out a little bit. Down and out a little bit. And then I take my little wire snippers here. Got these at Dollar Tree. Snip that one. Snip that one. It is a little more difficult when you get up to the thicker wire. Sometimes I do have another pair of wire cutters that are actually, made for wire cutting, that I bring with me, but I don't have them up here tonight. Okay, so I always pre-pinch a little bit. That one wire may be a problem, but we'll see, because you can kind of wrap it around cotton to avoid hot spots there. And I just kind of center them over a little bit. They're looking alright. Let's see what we got going here. I did exactly a 1 ohm coil, which is nice. I go lower sometimes, and sometimes I go higher depending on the dripper. In my experience with the Patriot clone, it is a little bit finicky when you put it below a 0.75. I haven't messed around with the real Patriot to find out if that's the same issue or not, but for all intensive purposes, we're going to go with this. Okay, and I have this is the Kylon clone that I'm using to test and pinch, as I call. Test my coils, make sure they glow, and then as they cool down I pinch them so that they're nice and taut. Okay, so here we go. I got some contact going on. Okay, and then you take make sure you are not pressing your fire button when you do that. When you pinch, you don't want to cause a little bit of a problem there. This coil I'm going to have to probably redo, but not right now. Can try to fix it. Let me disconnect it to where the battery is not on there. See, not every demonstration goes perfect the first time, and this is my first rebuild video. I think my posts might not be down all the way. But you want to make sure these are tight, but not over tight, because if you over tighten them, all you're going to do is snip your wires off, and then you will have nothing, which isn't good. And there we go. They're still a little crooked, but that's my OCD probably, so it is what it is. Now I'm going to lock the bottom so that we can put some cotton in here. And unwrap probably to there or so. So that's a good little 1.5 inches, 2 inches, something around there. And then I just piece apart. Whoop. And I just sit and twist. I don't compact it down too much, but enough that I know it's going to go through the wiring, because that's always important. You don't want to tug on your coils when you are feeding them through. Let's see if I can do this side. The other side I may have to lift just a little bit. Oh, come on, guy. Get in there. Let's snip off the end. Sometimes the little fuzzies prevent it from going through. Now I do skinny the end that is actually going through the wiring to make sure that it'll fit. And then once it's through, the little fatter part of your wicking material is easy to get through. And what I do is I usually leave about like that. It's a little poofy on that end, but that's fine, because what I do is I make it like almost like a little bow, kind of. It kind of helps protect from a hot spot on your wires, as well as serving as an absorber for your juice, to keep your juices on your coils more. And then I wrap the other end around. It's kind of like a lopsided snake, maybe, not a ribbon. Like that. Now I'm going to do the other side. And also when you're twisting it like this, it also kind of, it's almost like Play-Doh when you were a kid and you would twist around and make snakes out of it. It kind of spreads it out a little bit and gets it for you. And there we go. Oh, come on. Don't be a fatty. You don't want to pull on your wiring too much, but you can kind of twist a little bit, make it a little skinnier so that it goes through. And then I wrap and tuck under. And you get better with it in time. This isn't my best coil building, but it's not my worst by far. But having a little bit of hand issues today, so I apologize for that. And then I take a little bit and snip off if there's excess. Sometimes it's a little fatter on one side than the other, but that's alright. And then I'm going to take my juice. I got a little bit of a combo that I took from 2 different juice companies and made my own. You want to make sure you saturate it pretty good, because you are going to be burning off some juice to get your cotton broken if you're using cotton. I can't use silica wicks because of allergies, so I'm stuck with cotton for the rebuilding. It's not that bad to me. but some people have reactions to cotton and can't use that. So you need to test out different styles of wicking material and find out what works good for you. But cotton works pretty good for me. And there we go. I'll give it a little test if I can get it unlocked. User error. And it's not going to produce as much vapor because it's not sub-ohm, but produces enough there. And I've also got my fan going, which doesn't help. I pulse about 5 or 6 times. Check for hot spots. I don't see any. I pretty much got it surrounded on a bed of cotton so that there isn't any hot spots on it. And then I just dab a little bit more on there. Kind of check it out. Put the cap back on. Try to line the holes up with the coils, just to keep them vented pretty good. And then there's my drip tip, and voila, there it is built. So we're going to go back up and have a vape and talk about it. Okay, so that was the video. Hopefully somebody found it helpful. I know some people that view my videos are more advanced than I am, and some are just learning how to vape, and I want to be able to reach everybody. So if I could help one person, that's great with me. The one thing I did want to enforce is the ohms checker. This checks if you are going sub-ohm or not. It's very important to have one of these. You don't want to go too low, and if you are going to sub-ohm, you want to make sure that you investigate how low you can go on certain batteries. I believe batteryuniversity.com, I'll put that down in the comments, has that information, as well as very important information about battery safety. But the ohms checker is a definite must if you're going to try rebuilding. I wouldn't build without it. I really wouldn't. It's not safe. So let's check out how I did. Pretty good if I say so myself. Anyhow, until next time, vape on, vape safe, and have a great day.